Hello everyone, this is Mr. Lang. I'm in my computer science and software engineering class, and we've been working on programming in Python, a pretty cool program called the Infotech Center 2023. So you guys all know maybe some of our newer cars, when we get into them and we start it up, there's a nice big screen that may load up an operating system. Well, that's running in Linux, all right, and it probably is using some Python programming to load up maybe a welcome screen. Letting you know that things are loading up, and then maybe it's going to check your gasoline levels. So we have what's called different branches. So we have a gasoline branch. Maybe it's going to be checking your weather branch. So I have a weather branch up here. And eventually we will, when we get done with those branches, we merge them into our beta test dev branch that we have right here. We test those things out, making sure everything works really good with all the different branches, that they play nice and things are reading the way we want them to read. Things are organized the way we want them to be organized. And once we update that beta test dev and everything is working and it's stable, we push it to our main. And in theory, out there in the world with satellites beaming information to vehicles, you would start up your car and notice, hey, I got a new update. Cool, I've got now a weather branch. It's checking the weather for me and letting me know what it is. And maybe it makes your car only be able to go this fast based on that weather condition. All right, so our goal today is to merge this weather. We just got done working on it into our beta test dev. So let me show you. I've got our weather checked out, and if I go to an application called PyCharm, this is our weather program here, and I'm just going to press my F10 on my keyboard here and run it. It's our weather branch, and the National Weather Service has updated your alarm by 60 minutes because of the forecast of icy. The vehicle response system has been engaged, only allowing you to drive 25 miles an hour. If I press F10 again, it has a different output. All right, so I just want to test that out and see how that worked. We also have our programs backed up to GitHub, and so I'm going to show you more about that here in a second. But our initial goal is to come back to GitKraken. We've been working on weather. We have it backed up to the internet, and now we want to merge that into our beta test dev. So if I double click this and check this out, if I would happen to go back to PyCharm, you saw that the program changed within our eyes. This is now on the beta test dev branch where we have our welcome screen that has come in here. We also have our gas levels here, and that's what we want to do. We want to kind of bring in that weather into that. So we've got that checked out. I'm going to right click on weather, and I want to merge my weather into beta test dev. And it's important that we read this because we don't want to merge beta test dev into weather. We want to make sure we're merging our weather into beta test dev. And so I'll go ahead and do that. And we get what's called a merge conflict. A conflict was found when attempting to merge into beta test dev. So the merge failed right now, but that's okay because basically what it's doing is, if I go back to PyCharm now, it has merged information into it. If I scroll all the way back up to the top, I see this head. This is the beginning of my document. And I'm just going to look through here. I've been coding this. I know a little bit about what the order should be. Here's my welcome. Awesome. Okay, now here's my gas levels. All right, things are looking good so far. That's how I had it before. And I'm going to scroll down. Here's all my gas level functions that we created. I'm calling my gas level alert right there. And now I see these equal signs. This is where we brought in some new information, and we brought in our weather branch. All right. And right now, things are looking pretty good. It put that weather branch at the end. You never know, though. It's like a box of chocolates. It could have put this at the beginning of the document. You may have had to copy and paste and put this where you want it to be. But I got pretty lucky here, and it is putting my weather branch below my gasoline branch, which I'm totally fine with that. So what I'm going to basically do is I'm going to highlight this. This is the end of my weather branch. It's letting me know. I'm going to delete these equal signs because that's where we started our new branch, bringing in our weather. And I'm just going to backspace a couple here. And then I'm going to scroll up and get rid of the top part here that says head. And I'm going to get rid of that. And you know what? I'm going to run this once and just see what happens. F10 and see what happens. So my welcome is coming up. It's the Infotech Center is loading. It should call my gasoline next. And then it should call in my weather. So let's see what happens after the Infotech Center is loading. The checking current gas levels, perfect. Your gas tank is a half full, which of a tank, which is plenty to get to your destination. Then it's checking my weather. The weather forecast is calling for a cloudy day. Enjoy your drive to work. All right, and then my program closed. So right now things work pretty good. Now, I want to change some things, but at least the merge looks good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head back to my file management and say, okay, we're good. I fixed all those conflicts. We chose that, and it puts it into the staging area here. I'm going to look at my commit message, and basically I'm going to keep this default message where I'm merging my branch weather into beta test dev, and I'll commit that. I can see now that my commit is local here, but this beta test dev is behind a little bit. If I hover over this, you can see remote branch pop up. That's what's on the internet. All right, and I'm gonna push that up to the internet. And now my beta test dev is backed up, which is a great thing. So with that being said, I'm just gonna test and make sure that it did get to the internet. So I'm on my beta test dev branch. I can choose different branches here. So I'm on my beta test dev branch. And I'm going to click on my orangutan file. And if yours does not look like it's updated, just refresh it and it should be there. But here's my program, there's my welcome, there's my gas levels, and there's my weather branch. It's backed up, and we all know as developers having things backed up is critical. So now all I want to do though is go to that beta test dev and maybe make some updates to it. For example, I want to look to see in my weather branch, are there any libraries here that I've already used before or called before? So I'm going to scroll up to the top, and it looks like I've used them already. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to delete these. I don't need these. I've already have them called above. Won't need them at all. Again, this is just cleaning up a little bit. And I did notice that my asterisks here, if I look at this asterisk calling my gas, was a little bit more than my actual welcome or my weather, excuse me. So I'm just going to copy that. I'm going to come down here. You can see how my asterisks aren't as far over, and I'm going to paste that there so that way those have symmetry. And I say weather branch right here, but you know what I may say here is Infotech. Well, you know what, I may want to look and see what I did with my gasoline. Checking current gasoline levels. So you know what I may do here is checking current weather conditions. All right, checking current weather conditions. All right, if I could spell right, that happens as well. So make sure you spell right and get that C to be a lowercase c. All right, and I may have to look through my program because a couple of my students said, Mr. Lang, you misspelled forecast, and that happens. I would just go through here and make sure I update those, and we'll do that. But for the most part, things are looking okay. I'm going to go ahead and press my F10 key and just kind of see again what this may look like. I'm going to blow it up a little bit so we can read it a little bit easier. Again, it's loading things up, checking out our welcome screen, and checking current gas levels. We have a quarter tank, beautiful. Checking current weather. I may check some spacing because I only have one space there. I have two here. So again, I'm going to look for some symmetry there, but the weather forecast is calling for a sunny day. Hey, enjoy your drive to work. That's always nice to do that. So I'd look back down. This is where you as a developer will look and say, okay, I don't need all those spaces right there, so I'm going to go ahead and maybe get rid of them. I think if I got rid of that space right there because I'm using a lot of spaces within my elifs and if statement, so I'll get rid of that one. Press my F10 one more time. Again, this is what you'll be doing as a developer, checking out your code, see what it looks like. You don't want to give a finished product to GM if it doesn't look good. You want to have that presentation looking nice. So my levels are looking good, my spacing's looking good. All right, so checking current gas levels, checking current weather conditions. And again, I'm doing symmetry here, so I got a capital W and a capital C. Maybe I want to capitalize this C and do that for here as well. So again, you just want to look through your code, making sure things look good, all right, before you are done. But it looks like my code is working pretty good. One thing that I can do as well is I'm calling my gas level alert here. I can actually move that down to another location. Check this out. I'm going to cut that out of there, maybe bring that up a little bit. I'm going to scroll down and I can call that right here, my gas level alert, then my vehicle response system. Let me hit my F10 key real quick. It's not going to change. It shouldn't change the way these print out. But after it does this, I'm going to show you something. If I just transpose those two or flip-flop them around, what will happen? So it's still checking my current gas levels. And hey, warning, you are on empty, called AAA. Now I'm kind of curious. Oh, I know why it did that. Because I think I'm going to move that back and we'll test this out more later because I was calling a print statement before I did that. So again, hey, that didn't work out the way I thought it would work out, and I'll explain why in a different tutorial, but I'm going to cut that back out, and I'm going to throw that back up there where it belongs. So don't do that. All right, check one more time just to make sure things are working again. But after that, we're going to get ready to merge this into our main branch, which again, in all actuality, if your vehicle is connected to the internet, which a lot of them are now, cool, looks like that fixed it. I am going to merge that into my main branch, but before I do, I got to fix a whip. And what did I do here? I just stage all my changes. I just updated some spacing and some code. Okay, and we'll commit that. And like we said, we want that backup, so we're going to push that up to the internet. So now we are ready to merge that into our main branch. So I'm going to double click out my main, right click on my beta test, merge beta test into main, and then I'm going to push that so that way it is up on the internet now. All right, I have my main branch checked out. So when I go to PyCharm, I'm actually in my main branch now, making sure it works because it's going to get sent out to people's vehicles that it has an update for the weather branch. And we just want to double check to make sure we don't have any errors and see what happens. But hey, it looks like things are loading up good, checking our current weather. Again, now our vehicles have a new update to the operating system. All right, very cool. So that's kind of how we've been working on using GitKraken to help manage our files and our branches. I hope you've learned something, and check out my other videos on my ePortfolio. Have a great day.